I'm Ian Webster. I've been a practicing homeopath for 25 years. Throughout this time, I've really seen homeopathy help with mental health conditions. About 3 years ago, a retired Army Sergeant Major came to see me with severe PTSD. He'd been suffering for years. His condition was a huge strain on his marriage and his family, and was very close to taking his life. After a month of treatment, he was beginning to improve. After 3 months, he was feeling a lot better. I last saw him 18 months after the initial consultation, and he described the homeopathic treatment as a truly life-changing experience. I was then inspired to help other veterans, and I was discussing this with Frank True. Frank is a friend, a great advocate for homeopathy, and was a volunteer here at Battling On. Frank worked behind the scenes for months to bring together Homeopathy UK, Battling On, and myself to create the Homeopathic Pilot Project. So a massive thank you to Frank, because without Frank's effort, this project simply would not have happened. I'm also treating people from a civilian background here at Battling On. Some of these people live below the poverty line, have severe mental health problems, and rely on food banks. So it's a wonderful thing to offer homeopathic treatment to people who really need it, who would not be able to access it otherwise. For me, it's a real privilege to work here at Battling On. There is so much heart in this place. Every person I've treated has at some point said how much Battling On has helped them. Some have said they don't know where they'd be without it. Some have said it's really changed their lives, and others have said it has simply really saved their lives. The Homeopathic Pilot Project here has been funded by Homeopathy UK. Homeopathy UK have been a brilliant support throughout this project. Homeopathy UK is a charity that provides information about homeopathy and funds a network of clinics throughout the UK.
I was having lots of bad thoughts in my head. The monster in my head was trying to take over, and when the monster takes over, I get very, very angry, and I get quite destructive with myself. I self-harm. I met with this Australian guy called Ian, a homeopathy therapist, and he explained all these different things that was going on. He asked me my thoughts. I thought he was writing a book at one stage, the amount of stuff he wrote down about me. And he said he was going to send me some pills, and sure enough he did. And I took one. I thought, well, they're a bit bloody small for anything I can see any use for. But I took one, and within a day or so I felt very, very calm, and the monster seemed to be not so strong. And after 7 weeks of taking a pill every Tuesday, I felt very confident in myself. He has really helped me. The monster doesn't seem to be anywhere near as powerful. It's one of those things you think, oh, well, that can't work. But until you try it, you don't know. And it has helped me, so I'd say give it a go, mate. It really will work. Because they're all made for each individual. It's not the same thing like giving everyone a bloody Smartie and expect them to get on with it. It's been made to you. It's like putting on a glove and putting another glove in between, like mixing together, like so. It's made like that, and it really works. Give it a go, mate. It's nothing to lose, and I think you'll find a big difference in taking it. The funding people who've got Ian to come in to help us, definitely thank them, because again, without these guys helping us, a lot of us wouldn't be around today.
Hi, my name's Ozzy, and I'm the Safeguarding Officer for Battling On. I'm a veteran, and I did go through one of the courses here with Ian. And for me, it gave me an alternative way of trying to feel better, trying to find out what were some of the issues with me. And it was very interesting because I was able to sort out the medication that I was receiving from the GP and the alternatives to that through homeopathy. And it was a very interesting journey for me, that for possibly 9 months of sleeping quite badly. So after having some of the medication that Ian had prescribed, it was absolutely brilliant, because within 3 days I was having the most soundful sleep that I'd had in months. And it's continued ever since then, because I suppose what it's done, it's triggered something in my brain and allowed me now to relax more, which was also a bit of an issue for me. But that's just my story. There's also other veterans here as well who have been through it, and it's great to see how it's affected them as well. And as everyone says, sometimes it works for some and it doesn't work for others. But what I have done is, having spoken to some of the veterans about it, they seem to have felt the same way. The medical route has its way, but I think homeopathy has a way as well. And it's very interesting how the two of them actually have the route to actually helping people with mental health. And that for me is a really, really important issue. And if it helps a veteran, whichever route you go down, then that's all the better. But sometimes just looking at an alternative like homeopathy can make a huge difference to some of the veterans. And as I said earlier, it works for some, doesn't work for others. But I think the positive results that we've had at Merryhue Farm here and at Battling On has been really, really good. For me, it works. And I'm glad that I did it, and I'm glad to see the positive results that it's made to some of the lives of our other veterans as well.
The homeopathy I went through with Ian, started off telling him about the troubles I was having, and we spent about an hour and a half talking that first time, and he explained a bit about the homeopathy to me, and he wanted to know what was troubling me so he could then work out what would be the best reaction to my symptoms to help treat me with that. The first course of medication actually had the opposite effect and made me worse. But as soon as that was happening, he phoned up every couple of weeks when I first started just to see how I was getting on. I said I was getting worse, and had a phone consultation with him, and because I was getting worse and about the symptoms that was happening, he changed the medication straight away, and the second course of medication made me feel lots better. So I was having mild panic attacks, severe anxiety, going out and about, seeing people, and it calmed me down, chilled me out, so it made all my symptoms a lot better. So reduced anxiety, and the depression as well, made that one better as well. Between that, the homeopathy and other treatment I was working on and doing, it worked in conjunction to generally make me feel better and get over it.
The project commenced in October last year and is ongoing. The homeopathic treatment is really helping, which is very gratifying to see, especially in view of the severity of symptoms these people suffer with. For me, it is a privilege to work here at Battling On. Every person I've treated here has at some point told me how much this place has helped them. Some have said they don't know where they'd be without it, others have said it's life-changing, and some people have said it is literally